Good evening, everyone. Welcome along to tonight's stream. We are here at. I'm struggling to pronounce his name all night, aren't I? I like to say St. Croix, but other people say different things. But we are here for round 7 of the Corolla, and then following week we have the Lamborghini drivers that will be out on the same track as well. So we are here tonight. The weather at the track is looking great at the moment. So we will be getting this one underway shortly. But we will have a look at the tables first to begin with. So here is the Corolla Cup table as it stands. So Tartan in the lead, 95 points for him. Lieutenant Dan in second on 81. Ayrton on 75, followed by Old Pete there on 67. Racy Davey there on 65. Danzo on 57. Richard Peel 44. Then Johnny Tuttle on 50. Oggy on 45. Penny on 40. Spider on 22. Frox on 22. And Friends on 15. So we have a little bit of a smaller grid tonight. There's 9 on track at the moment, as there are a couple of names missing from tonight. That may be down to it being a bank holiday. Hope everyone has had a good one. Good bank holiday. One of us been a bit interesting. Been a bit out there. Been a bit rainy all day. Let's turn down a couple of settings on here, so then you might be able to hear me a bit better. I don't know why that was turned up so high. That should be a bit better. Let's go with that. Hopefully that is improving the quality a little bit, and you can hear me better. So we are here for round 7. We will get this one underway with the qualifier. So they have a 5-minute qualifying session, so they might only get the 1 lap in here. I think they're going to be pushed to get 2 laps in. You have to be pretty much the first one out the pits to get that in. There we go. The pit lane is now open. As we get a lovely view of the front of Tartan's Toyota Corolla there. But we do have some drivers out on track, so let's have a look at some of the action out there. So, all on board with Ayrton Tires. I think he just got rear-ended by Johnny Tattoo, and Johnny Tattoo spinning round as well and getting damage. So he's going to have to live with that damage in qualifying. Do let me know if those volumes are better now. And also, whilst you're there, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. And if you're one of the regulars here, hit the like button. It goes a long way to helping us out with everything here. So we've got a couple of drivers still in the pits. There's Tartan still in the pits. There's Lieutenant Dan out on track currently at the moment. And we've got Ayrton there. Just find him come around. Richard Pugh there in 5th. Danzo just come around in 6th. Spider in 7th. Johnny Sasu there in 8th. Froxy in 9th. And we've still got Tartan in the pits, and then we've got a guest driver, which is Pac-Man, who is in the pits. Also, so no qualifying for him, as I think Tartan has just left his pit garage. There he is, so he's just coming out. So he's obviously just going for the 1 qualifying run. Lieutenant Dan is going to be the first driver to cross the line. Everyone else is quite far behind and in a bit of a train. If we jump someone, say, in the middle of that, so like Richard Pugh, for example, you can see how closely bunched up everyone is. But Lieutenant Dan's going to be the first one to lap as he runs wide there and up against the wall. As he comes into the first corner, lovely bit of green Astro on the inside that you want to kind of avoid because it does spit you out wide. And then you come through this fast right-hander and you're immediately met by a sharp left-hander, so heavily on the brakes there by Dan. As you go up and over the crest of the hill, And then you come down it, and you've got kind of like an S section, as indicates through the first part of that as you're going downhill. And then you come towards the famous bridge, which has a very interesting entry to it. If you get this wrong and you run out wide, like Dan almost did, you can end up in that barrier, but he managed to avoid it. So great there from Dan. As you see them all coming through here, just listening to the cars in the background. So Lieutenant Dan is now heading towards the sharp right-hander. So only a few more corners to go. It's another twisty section here that is pretty much flat out, maybe with a little bit of lifting. Let's see how Dan gets through on here. A little bit of lifting there and a tiny dab of the brake through this corner. And as he approaches the last corner on the track, obviously one you can very easily run right on, but he goes past the wall nicely. And he's going to be the first one to cross the line. And that is down with a 1:24. So he is going to get another lap in just. Ayrton goes on to pole. And he got through as well there. Richard Pugh has gone into fourth. So he's through. Spider jumps into fourth. So Spider jumping up into fourth. Johnny Tattoo has gone into P5. Richard Pugh drops to P6. Danzo in seventh. Foxy is currently 8th, but is on a flying lap. So watch Foxy come around and finish off the lap. As well is Foxy going to feature. And that's Foxy into P7. So the last one to set a qualifying lap will be Tartan. And he is just under 2/10 up currently. As he's just going through sector 2 currently at the moment. As he comes through those windy sections, let's see what he's up on the split now. He is up again, still by the same margin, so hasn't gained anything, hasn't lost anything. Coming up towards the final corner. Nice use of the curve there on the entrance as he pelts it towards the line. Where is he going to come in here? And he does it by 0.008 of a second. So a fantastic job there from Tartan taking pole position. The only person that could potentially beat him, I believe, that's out on a flying lap is still Lieutenant Dan. But he was 3 seconds down and is brushing against the wall there as well. So it does look like it is going to be Tartan that will be taking the pole position, as Dan goes very sideways and into the barrier and getting damage. So that was the qualifier for this run. Let's check out the results there. So Tartan taking the pole position there on a 2 minutes 23.305. Ayrton only just behind the 23.313. Then it'll be Lieutenant Dan. I don't know why Pac-Man's featuring there in third. Lieutenant Dan there on the 2 minutes 24.586. And then it's Spider in 5th, Johnny in 6th, Rich Pugh 7th, Foxy in 8th, and Danzo in 9th. But it has corrected itself on this side, as you can see on the screen. It is put Pac-Man in ninth, which is where it should be, as a guest driver. We'll just give the guys a 1-minute warning, and then we'll get the racing underway here. We'll get the race going at 10 to 8 UK time. So let's just have a look at the chat. Who have we got in the chat? So we got reading the chat. Come on, Lieutenant Dan, Andy in there. You're quite. Hopefully we've adjusted that, so that should be corrected on there. We've got D-Man in there saying hi D-Man, how you doing? We've got Finalize in there, who'll be the safety car driver for the Lamborghini race that will come up after this one, but we will get this one underway here for round 7 of the Toyota Corolla Championship here at St. Croix, and all the action is coming up as of now. So, Tartan on pole, Ayrton second, Lieutenant Dan in third just behind. All the lights are out and no one with a jump start, and they are away. It looks like Lieutenant Dan got a very good start there from the back of Tartan, as the front three are going free abreast. Ayrton has jumped Tartan and so has Lieutenant Dan. So Tartan dropping down into P3 there, and it is Ayrton who's taking the lead into the first corner. So fantastic job there from him. Johnny Tattoo there in fourth, dropping down into fifth as Spider goes on the outside. But it is Ayrton in the lead at the moment, followed by Lieutenant Dan, followed by Tartan, followed by Spider. As we get in the background someone running very wide, we will save that, so we can come back to that in a second. But it's now Johnny Tattoo in fourth, Spider in fifth. Pac-Man has jumped up to sixth with the guest driver, but does have a half-second penalty. Danzo in 7th, Froxy in 8th, and Rich Pugh there in 9th. Let's see if we lose anyone through the bridge section, which it doesn't appear like we do. There's a good look battle here between Spider and Johnny, with Pac-Man just behind as well. Johnny looking up the inside, but Spider holds the line, gets round. And that is Tartan moving past Lieutenant Dan. So Tartan has moved up and is into P2, but Ayrton has a 2-second lead already, as Lieutenant Dan getting very squirrely there, and that gap is going to be dropping fast to Spider. So Spider is on the hunt, and Spider getting past Lieutenant Dan there. Lieutenant Dan potentially might lose another place out to Pac-Man by the end of this straight. Stands at the moment, Ayrton's back down to 1.9, so Tartan slowly starting to reel him in. So Ayrton in the lead still, doing a fantastic job on this opening lap. Tartan P2, Spider in P3, Lieutenant Dan P4, but does have Pac-Man all behind, and Pac-Man is going to serve that penalty as of now. So serves a penalty, defends the inside line from Danzo. Danzo running very wide. I don't know whether it's a glitch or just running wide. Danzo in 6th, Foxy in 7th, Rich Pugh in 8th, and Johnny Tattoo has dropped all the way back down into 9th. Ayrton's lead down to 1.7, so Tartan is reeling him in. We got Paul in the chat there saying, let's go Nev. Still in the lead, 1.4 second gap. Tartan is pushing on hard. Spider not too far behind Tartan, only 3 seconds behind the second place driver at the moment, as they come across the bridge for the second time. So Spider there with Lieutenant Dan all over the back, so Lieutenant Dan recovering well from that last lap where Spider got past and looking to make a move again. And get back up into that P3, moving out and going to the inside. And getting up the inside. And that is Lieutenant Dan making the move up into P3. As Spider looks like Spider is coming under pressure now from Pac-Man. So in the slipstream is Pac-Man. And looking for a way to get past here. But doesn't get it done by the end of that straight. Danzo's still hanging on to the back of this group, but is bringing along Froxy for that wide. Rich Pugh there in 8th, not too far behind these either. And Johnny there in 9th, 3.6 off the back of Rich Pugh. But the whole field at the moment only separated by 15. Ayrton still out in front, 1.5 in the lead. Fastest lap of the race has been done by Tartan, 2 minutes 23.5 there from Tartan. So he currently has the fastest lap of the race and is looking to get himself back up onto that top step of the podium. Lieutenant Dan has to have a nice gap now, 1.2 seconds over Spider. Dan was a little bit worried about this race, hadn't had much practice, so a bit concerned about how his performance would go, but so far, so good. Spider is still under pressure here from Pac-Man. Pac-Man getting a little bit sideways there. I think he had to apply the brake a bit so he didn't go right to the back of Spider. That has given a little bit of a gap. See Lieutenant Dan just putting a little bit of space for himself there from this group. Have we the gap closed up in front? It has. So the gap now down to 1.2. So Tartan getting closer and closer. Should be within striking distance, I believe, probably a couple of laps at this pace. We are 6.5 minutes into this race. So still over half left to go. Pac-Man looking close on Spider now. Lieutenant Dan has got a 1 second penalty there, so that is going to cost Dan. Dan's going to take this penalty up in front as they both go off. Pac-Man goes off as well in the background. Pac-Man losing loads of time in the background there. Spider went off slightly but didn't lose too much, but it's going to be Dan that's going to lose out here because Spider is within a second. So Dan takes the penalty. Spider is going to slot on through back up into P3. And Dan losing a position there with the 1 second penalty. So the gap in front appears to have come down to 1.4 as Tartan sets a new fastest lap of the race, 1:22.6 to 3 in comparison to Ayrton's last lap, which was a 1:22.8. So 2 steps quicker there from Tartan. Dan has got back up into P3. Spider has got himself a second penalty now. So penalties being given up left, right and centre to this battling group. So Pac-Man should fancy his straight now. If he can get within a second of Spider, then he should be able to gain the position later on in the lap when the penalties are saved. Danzo there has got a second penalty, so it's going to bring him back towards Froxy. So Froxy there in 7th. Rich Pugh all over the back of Froxy. So Rich Pugh Dropping to ninth at the start, looking to redeem and on a bit of a redemption drive, going a bit of a comeback tour. Looking to go around the outside here is Richard. Gets in front under the braking and does make the move stick and goes around the outside. So a brilliant move there from Richard to get himself up into that P7 spot. Quality move there from the Welshman. Tartan is now within 1 second. So Tartan is closing up that gap. And these do have a go. As Tartan runs wide and into the gravel, that is not going to help Tartan's chances of winning this race. He's now 2.2, so he's losing time. Continues to lose time all the way until the braking zone and up and down here until his tyres clear. Now 2.6, 2.5 seconds. 2.4, so that is going to have to be stabilised. That gap is now Lieutenant Dan in third, Pac-Man close behind, now in fourth after Spider served that penalty. So Pac-Man looking to get himself onto the podium, started from the back of the road. You can see the front two going around the first corner. They're too far behind here. Personal best lap time there from Pac-Man on the last lap. Spider in P5, dropped off by 2.5 seconds after that penalty. Danzo in 6th, going very, very sideways, and this is playing into Richard Pugh's hands. Richard Pugh is catching up now. So Rich looking to get himself a P6. So definitely looking at closing up on the guys. Tartan's managed to get the gap down to 1.2 seconds already, so I don't know whether that's been a mistake from Ayrton or whether Tartan is literally driving the wheels off that Corolla. I'll have a look at his next sector time. He's a 10th up on his fast lap, so he is driving the wheels off it. I think that was probably more of a mistake from Ayrton there to drop that much of a gap, as we do see Pac-Man getting up into P3, so we'll go back and watch that one. So Pac-Man there in 4th. Just gets such a drive off the corner onto the bridge as Pac-Man goes to the outside, and he's already got his nose in front as of now. And he's already in front for the end of the corner. So Pac-Man up into P3 and 4/10 up on the fastest lap. Tartan now almost within a second. Don't run wide where you ran wide before. He's done it again. The second lap in a row. Commentator's curse. He's pushing so hard. But the gap is dropped to the same again. Pac-Man has got Lieutenant Dan for the company just behind. Still 2 turns up on the fast lap, so this will be the fastest lap here from Pac-Man. Could set the fastest lap of the race, as we have 8 minutes remaining. See if Pac-Man gets the fastest lap. It's pulling Dan along as well here. Pac-Man does not get the fastest lap, missed out by 4,000 seconds, I believe. So very close there to getting the fast lap. So Dan there in 4th, Spider in 5th still. Danzo and Richard Pugh going past there, so Danzo going sideways into the first corner, and that is Richard up into P6. Danzo dropping out to P7, Foxy in P8, and then Johnny there in 9th. Tartan is 2.7 off the lead now, so Tartan really needs to focus up now and get that consistency nailed in if he's got any chance of winning this one. Pac-Man is pulled out a little bit of a gap now over Lieutenant Dan, so up to 1.2 seconds. So hopefully we'll be happy with that, getting himself out of the slipstream range, ready for the long back straight here. He's got 6.8 seconds to Tartan, so a couple of mistakes. If Tartan does another couple of mistakes, this could bring Pac-Man into contention. But as it stands at the moment, Tartan is 2.6 off the lead now. Can Tartan get himself back up to that front spot, or has Ayrton done enough? 6 minutes remaining in this race. It's going to have to be some very quick laps from Tartan. So he's got 3 laps remaining. He is on a personal best fastest lap. So he is pushing. He is pushing on. 2.4 now. Dan still covering off as Dan goes into the wall, and that's front aero and front wheel damage. So he's going to be carrying that damage for a little while until it clears, and that has given Pac-Man a bit of a gap now. Car not going to be handling well at this stage now for Dan with that damage on there. Spider there in P5, Richard in P6, but Danzo has got closed up the gap behind. So it is closing up that gap. Let's see what Tartan's doing. Tartan 2.6 behind, so can see him now. It's a great motivator when you can see the car in front of you. You know you've got to really push the catch. Tartan should have 2 laps, so he needs to be 1.3 seconds a lap faster. Just Tartan. And Ayrton's been consistently doing 23s, but Tartan we know is capable of a 22.6. So it's all to play for. If you can get in that slipstream range, it's all to play for. Dan now has himself, Pac-Man now has himself a nice gap from Dan. So a 4.9 second lead over Lieutenant Dan, who's in 4th, with Spider catching up. So Spider only 1.7 behind Dan now. As they just come over the crest of the hill. Seconds clear. Now is Dan. Spider does look like he's catching up though. So this is going to be an interesting, another battle torch before the end. And the other battle on track at the moment is between Richard Pugh and Danzo. It is definitely separating 6th and 7th. Danzo setting a personal best through that sector, getting a little bit sideways onto the grass, manages to not get any damage though, so held on to that one well did Danzo. So gap in front is 1.6, so the gap's not really coming down. They're going to get another lap in after this one, front run as well. Then there's a nice healthy gap back to Pac-Man in 3rd, who has another big healthy gap back to Dan in 4th, who has Spider all behind it, but Spider's got himself a 1 second penalty. That could be the thing that saves Dan. Dan's got enough time to get round for another lap. Spider will get another lap in. Richard Pugh and Danzo will probably get another lap in as well. Footy could be right on the borderline of another lap, and then Johnny, I don't believe Johnny will get another lap in. Gap down to 2.3, so Tartan's really pushing on this lap. As you can see, going into the wall and getting front end and wheel damage. I believe that will probably be the race win for Ayrton, unless Ayrton goes off and gets damaged somehow. This is going to be a race win for Ayrton. Tartan pushed as much as he could to try and catch up, but it was a little bit too much. They will get another lap in, so there is time for something to happen. Pac-Man, as I said, and kind of a bit of no man's land, got a 6-second lead to gap to start in front. And 7.5 seconds split of Lieutenant Dan, who's here in P4. Spider in P5 is going to set up that penalty, unfortunately, so it's going to drop them back a little bit here. Let's go through the penalty sector there. That's going to drop it back to around the 2-second mark, unfortunately. So all of these are getting another lap in. Richard Pugh's got 30 seconds to get around the last corner across the line, so he's going to get another lap in. Danzo will get another lap in. Froxy is going to be one that's going to be close. So Froxy coming around the next corner, it's got 18 seconds, hits the wall, that's going to slow them down, and they're going to get to the line. They are going to cross the line in time, so I don't believe that Johnny is going to be able to do it. It's only got a couple of seconds left to get there. So Johnny is going to come through and take P9. So Johnny finishing in P9 there. Gap Ayrton's got currently now is 3.5 over Tartan in second. Pac-Man 7 seconds behind Tartan. Dan is then 8 seconds behind Pac-Man. Spider 2 seconds off of Lieutenant Dan. Richard Pugh is 8 seconds off of Spider, and Danzo is 2.5 seconds off of Richard Pugh, with Froxy just behind, 12 seconds behind Danzo. So everyone's got quite a bit of a gap to the cars around them. So don't think we're going to see any changes for position on the last lap, as we watch Ayrton come through the last sector. Setting a faster sector as well, so could get a fastest lap on the last lap away from Pac-Man. Pac-Man's got the fastest lap currently with a 22.209 as it comes round the last corner onto the power. Checker flag is out, and it is Ayrton who takes the race win here for round 7 and gets the fastest lap as well, 21.9. So the end drivers get to the 29s. Tartan then in second. Pac-Man will cross the line in P3. Dan is going to come through in 4th. So Dan there in 4th. Spider in 5th. Richard Pugh will come through and take P6. And Danzo there in P7. And Froxy just come around and scraping the wall. And Froxy will take the 8th place spot. But tonight your race winner was Ayrton. So fantastic job here from them. Keeping the championship alive. Keeping Tartan honest, he is. A fantastic result there, gaining 1 position in the race and taking the win for round 7. Should save the replay. So confirmation of the race results there. So Ayrton has taking the race win, a 21.961 to get in the fastest lap as well, taking that away from Tartan, also doing a 21.9 on the last lap as well. And then Pac-Man in 3rd, Dan there in 4th, Spider in 5th, Richard in 6th, Danzo in 7th, Froxy in 8th, and Johnny in 9th. So that was round number 7. of the Corolla Cup. We will be on a short break now as we get ready for the Lamborghini AM, so don't go anywhere. We should be back in a few moments and we will get that one underway here for you. Hello everyone, we are back. Let's get rid of the Corolla banner because we are here for the Lamborghinis. Back at St. Croix again. As you can see, the weather has turned a little bit cloudy here before qualifying. But we have got a championship table to go through. So here we are for the Lamborghinis. So Reedy in the lead, still on 89 points. And then you've got Jose there on 82, Craig just behind on 80. Foxy Dev on 77, followed by Mario on 65. And then Dog Lucky on 52, followed by Giga Kayla on 47. Baldy there on 34, Rich Pute on 32, Petrol Bloke 31, Nemesis there on 13, Cino there on 10, and T-Jam there on 8. So let's give everyone the 1 minute qualifying warning. And let's have a look at who is here in the chat. So if you haven't already, hit the like button as well for all of the drivers. So let everyone know that you're here. Come along and have a chat in the chat also. How many likes we got on the stream currently at the moment? We are on 9 likes, so we'll ideally get that up to 20 by the end of the race. So Petrol Bloke has just managed to join as well. So let's see if we are able. Is typical game actually on track at all? Is that just a glitch? I know there has been a glitch recently. Send a message. Just in case it's not. But we'll get this one underway here for qualifying. For round, I know it says on the screen round 1, that's because I didn't change it by accident. But we'll get qualifying under here. It is round 7. As we get a great shot of Giga Kayla's Lamborghini. There's some of the drivers on hards. As everyone leaving the pit lane. I think Craig is the first one out the blocks here. And we'll get rid of the table so you can see the action here. So believe, yeah, out in the first flying lap is Craig currently. They're in first coming round. Proxy Dev there in second. Gear Kayla come round in P3. Qualifying Richard there in P4. Mario in 5th. Jose in 6th. Petrol Bloke out on track in 7th. Reedy there in 8th. Pac-Man there in 9th. And then we've got Typical Gamer there in 10th. And finalised, as you can see, the front of the Eurus safety car in the pit. And we will see him shortly for the start of the race. So Craig's going to be the first one to set a qualifying lap, but we did watch Craig over the last couple of weeks in qualifying, so I think what we'll do is we'll let him get on with it this week. Let's watch somebody a bit different in qualifying this week when they come around to the laps. Anyone in particular you guys want to watch, put it in the chat and we can always jump to them, but I reckon this week let's go on board with been doing really well, really consistent of late, and been moving up that table, so we will go on board with them for this qualifying lap. As they start off into the first corner, a little bit of curve on the inside, which is fine, gets the car around nicely. Very misty here at the moment. Doing well through this first sector. 26.562 through that. And coming down towards the bridge section now. Be very surprised if we do not see a safety car at some point tonight. I'll be very surprised because the barriers are very close to the side of the track. But these guys do have a 10-minute qualifying session, so expecting them to get in probably 4 flying laps if they don't pit, maybe 2 if they do pit and get some fresh tyres. Froxy coming through the back straight, but through the little kink in the back straight, but it is flat out. And into the braking zone for the hard right-hander. Heading through the S's section. And downhill and into the last corner. So watch Craig go over the line first. So Craig's going to set the provisional pole at a 2 minutes 4.8. Proxy then comes over the line 2 minutes 5. Gear Kayla goes into second. Richard Pugh goes into P4. Mario's coming to the pits. Jose is going to come through and takes 4th. Petrol Bloke diving into the pits. Reedy is come through to the current championship leader. What can they do? Can they get the pole position? Goes P4. Pac-Man is off and wide in the last corner and very slow for some reason. As Typical Game is the last one to come through and set a opening qualifying time. I don't know what Pac-Man's going. I don't know if Pac-Man was going slow to create some space, but he is on there. So Typical Game was on the mediums and slowing down. And Pac-Man's on the hards as well. So I don't know whether these drivers are aware that you can use the softs in qualifying. You don't have to use the tyres you're going to start the race on. At the moment, it's Craig on pole. Is Craig improving on this lap, or If he's not, we're probably going to see him come into the pits. He's not, so I guarantee you Craig will probably be in the pits. Yeah, Kayla is improving by 6/10, so Kayla could possibly stay out and stop this time. Froxy just come through. Froxy's down by 14 seconds. Froxy's going to come into the pits. So we're going to see all of these drivers coming into the pits at the end of this lap. Craig was the first one, so Craig's definitely getting into the pits. Craig has got front end damage. Kayla running wide. Craig having to drive the wrong way just to get out of the way, making a great use of that extra bit of tarmac there for the corner and stopping and letting everyone get through. Should have enough of a gap now to spin the car around. I think he's just thinking of leaving it and waiting for everyone to get through. He's going to come into the pits anyway, so, and he will have time to get another lap in. But Kayla has gone onto pole. The turn is stuck on that Lamborghini with front end damage. Craig staying off the racing line and giving Bloke enough space to get through there. So, as it stands at the moment, Kayla on pole and stayed out as well. Craig in second, but will come into the pits, repair the damage, get some fresh tyres on. Reedy stayed out and is doing another lap. Froxy Dev came into the pits and got fresh tyres on. Jose done the same and crossed the white lines with a 3-second penalty for it. Richard Pugh came into the pits, put fresh tyres on as well. Then you've got Typical Gamer there, slowing down before the line again. Bit confused at what's going on there with the strategy there. Pac-Man coming around on the hard still. Mario is on a flying lap. Because he came into the pits after that one. And Bloke in 10th and finalised in the pits. Finalised, do you have any information of what is going on with people slowing down across the start-finish line? Is it tactful, do you reckon? Kayla stayed out on the tyres. Those tyres are going to be dead soon. Well, they almost are completely dead. Craig has stayed in the pits. You'd have to leave now to be able to... No, he's not got enough time to be able to get round in time. Kayla's coming into the pits. Reedy is coming around on the flying laps. This could be everyone's... These guys' last lap that are on worn tyres. Reedy is coming in. Froxy Dev will set another lap after this as well. Does have the tyres to do so. As we see Mario jump up into P4. Where is Froxy going to be able to get up to? So Froxy is in 5th still. Jose just set a flying lap. Bloke has gone up into P8. And we'll get another lap in. Typical Gamer there in 9th. It may be because the two drivers are guest drivers that they are slowing down and not setting fast laps. So not to affect the qualifying order, but they're just getting a bit of practice in. Which is quite a good way of doing it. So Reedy is out and on a set of softs, but it's an out lap, so not going to get another time in. Mario this time will count for Mario, so let's see what Mario's sector time is like. Mario is currently purple, so we'll stay on board with Mario. Getting the car very sideways there. Definitely lost some time through there. We'll see what is that like at the next sector split. Is up on his own personal time, so this could still be faster than Reedy. It's bottom of the car hitting the ground there. Potentially low ride height from Mallow. Going through the last corner now. Can Mario punch it to the line as the checker flag is out? And that is Mario up into P2. So jumping up into P2, just missing out in pole position with the slider. Richard Pugh, Jose, and Foxy Dev all coming across the line. Jose moves up, and Foxy Dev takes pole position in the last lap in qualifying. So Foxy doing a fantastic job there to get up into the P1 slot. Petrol Bloke has come into the pits. I don't believe we've got anyone else. Pac-Man is on a final lap. It is on the racing hard and slowing down. That's not that time. And typical game mode coming across the line as well and backing off. As the meet set, he follows the time. So that is the qualifying session over there. And it is Foxy there on pole position, taking the front row of the grid for the round 7 race. Doing a fantastic job on that final lap to get up there. So, just to confirm the qualifying order, it is the Foxy Dev there on P1, a 2 minutes 4.548, followed by Gear Kayla in second, and Mario in third, Craig in fourth, Reedy there in fifth, Jose sixth, Richard Pugh seventh, Petrol Bloke in eighth, followed by Pac-Man in ninth, Typical Gamer in 10th, and finalised the safety car driver there in 11th. We will give everyone the 1 minute warning. But everyone get your predictions in the chat. The chat is a little bit quiet tonight, so get your predictions in. Who do you think is going to take the race win here at round 7? And finalised, are you all ready to drive that Eurus round for a lovely formation lap? Great qualifying session there. I think the pole position changed 4 or 5 times in that session, so everyone was on pole at some point. Pretty much half the grid were. But we will get this one underway at 22. So now, as soon as that hits over to 22, we will get the race here underway for the Lamborghini AM drivers. Yeah, I do agree, Carl. Two safety car, but I think I'll be very disappointed if we don't see a safety car sometime in this race. Very disappointed. It's so close to the wall and everything here, so I think we will. As Craig showed in quali, it's very easy to get 3 parts damage here, and I reckon it'll be very easy to get engine damage. So I don't think Finalised is going to be sat around for the next 40 minutes of action here on track, but let's get this one underway here for round 7 of the Lamborghinis, and we are live. Action coming up. Let's take it away. So everyone is on the grid. We will see the safety car come to the front to lead everyone away. So there is finalised taking over the front of the field in the Lamborghini Urus for the formation lap. It's going to be a long formation lap here. Nice long formation lap here, so an opportunity to save a lot of fuel, protect the tyres you're starting on as well. We will have a look and see what the field is all starting on. So we have down there on pole on the racing mediums. Fantastic job there getting on pole for Froxy. Michaela is in P2 and is on the mediums as well. So another fantastic job in qualifying there for Michaela. Mario is on the mediums as well, currently in P3, so that rounds out your top 3 in qualifying. Craig got unfortunate with the spin and damage in qualifying and has opted to go on the hard tyre. So Craig looking to go long into this race. Is he looking at doing any hard then soft strategy potentially? So definitely one to watch out for there. That will be Craig. Reedy is on the mediums behind, so the current championship leader down in P6. Not a great qualifying for Reedy. Looking to redeem himself in the race here and on the mediums. Then we've got Jose in 7th. Another one that's second in the championship, was 7th on the grid. On the mediums as well. Richard Pugh there, it will be 7th spot once the race gets underway. On the mediums for Richard, just getting a little bit of heat into the tyre. Petrol Bloke is on the mediums as well. So far it is only Craig that's opted for a different tyre choice. Pac-Man's on the hard, so Pac-Man has gone hard as well. So starting in P10, and Typical Game is on the mediums and in P11. Let's go back to our safety car driver and watch the Urus come around the last few bends. As it comes on round, we'll start to pull away and Foxy Dev will take over the race pace. So that will be the safety car coming in and getting ready for the race start. And it is Foxy Dev who will take over the field as they all get bunched up. 2 lines there of drivers staying as close as possible, not exceeding 90 miles an hour before the start. And getting underway, Foxy Dev is got the field underway and is pulling away a little bit from the start there. So fantastic start there from Foxy Dev. Here Kayla in P2 as Mario looks like, I think Mario got rear-ended a little bit there from Craig potentially. Reedy has jumped up into P5. There's a big gap back. Rich Pugh in 6th. Jose's dropped back into 7th. Typical Game was up into 9th, and Pac-Man into P10. Let's just go to the front again. So Foxy Dev has pulled away. Here Kayla in 2nd. But Mario looking around the outside. Doesn't look there's a move on there for Mario, but Mario getting nice and close behind there. Craig there in P4, so there's no damage for anyone. So if there was contact, it was a very light bit of contact. Reedy in P5 and got a big gap back to Rich Pugh in 6th, who's got a bit of a gap over Jose at the moment. So Jose is really losing out at the start of this race, dropping back from the P6. Typical Gamer moving up a couple of places. Petrol Bloke moving up, or dropping back a place, should I say, so, and then Pac-Man dropping back to last. And Pac-Man's got 2 parts of damage, not enough to call it the safety car. So it won't be a safety car yet. You need to get 3 parts in a single incident. Foxy is still in the lead for 0.8 of a second gap, so fantastic gap from Foxy on the opening lap. Doing a phenomenal job. Those mediums are going to die fast. They will. But Foxy's almost done a lap on them. We're 5 minutes into the race now, obviously with the formation lap. So 5-1 out of 40, and we're only just starting to see red on Foxy Dave's car, so definitely got better tyres than, say, Mario in third here. Reading in fourth, so Craig has dropped back on the hards to P5. Obviously the tyres will come to Craig later on in the race. Rich Pute in P6 has got typical gamer over the back of him at the moment. But can Richard catch up to the back of Craig, who's on the hards? He's within a second, so anything is possible. Defended nicely there to the car behind and hold on to that P6 spot. So Craig there playing the long game on the hards. So finalised, you might be able to tell us down in the pit lane what run out first, the hard tyre or the fuel? Because we are on lap 3 and almost down to a quarter of a tank being used. As we get some lovely sound of the Lamborghinis coming past there on the exit of the bridge. Foxy Dev 1.3 seconds clear, 1.2 so Kayla gaining up some time there, but Mario right behind in that slipstream. Mario is looking to make a move up into P2 here. He moves out from behind Kayla and gets past. So Mario's Lamborghini is on the hunt and up into P2 for Mario. Kayla dropped back into P3, but still in the podium spot and in the hunt behind Mario. Reedy in P4. A little bit of a gap, 1.4 to the cars in front, but done a phenomenal job at the opening couple of laps. As we see in the background, I believe Rich Pugh went off there and spun. No damage for Richard. Manages to keep it out of the barrier and keep going. Let's have a look and see if we can see what happened there. As he goes off and goes sideways very well to not getting damage, and also very well not stopping the track in front of anyone and cause a big incident. So Foxy Dev 1.1 seconds in the lead. Mario catching up to the Foxy Dev now. So Mario's in the hunt. Kayla not too far behind. Reedy in P4. Not too far behind as well. Craig is hanging on to it as well on the hard tyre. Obviously Craig going into the race a bit further than everyone else around him. Unless there is a safety car. The game are doing well, getting on to the grass, managing to hold it. Petrol Bloke up into P7. Jose is the one that's losing out at the moment down in P8. It has got front end damage. Front end and front right wheel damage. So only the 2 parts there for Jose. Rich Pugh in 9th, recovering from that spin, and Pac-Man in 10th, still with the damage on the car. The gap to the race leader is down to a second, so Mario is hunting. What are the tyres looking like on Mario's car? So there's Foxy Devs. Mario's using more tyre. Mario using more tyre and a little bit more fuel. What do you reckon finalised? Craig to do the no stop. Got a bit of tyre squeal in the background from somebody there. Kayla is still there in 3rd. Reedy in 4th. Craig's got more fuel, so it can go a little bit longer as we have another spinner there potentially. We've got somebody round. We've got rear end damage for typical gamer, but not enough to call out a safety car. Let's see what happened there. So coming round the sweeping corners in P6 onto the tarmac into the barrier. So not enough to call out the safety car, and it was too close to the pits as well for that. So coming into the pit, we've got a lot of drivers in the pit. So we've got a safety car out. We have a safety car out, I believe. Let's just have a look. No, finalizer still in the pits. We don't have a safety car out. Jose gave himself a 3-second penalty, not what Jose wanted. Suddenly thought we got a safety car out. We have everyone diving into the pits. We did, but no. Finalizer is still in there. So we are still under racing conditions. Mario still 0.1 behind Foxy Dev here. So the top 4 have closed up here. But really getting a 2-second penalty as Craig has dropped back there into P7. So Craig's got front aero damage. I don't know what happened there. Let's see if we can catch that at all. No, he's already got it down at the point. But there was an incident there with Richard Pugh who moved out of the way for Craig. So not enough damage yet, but Craig getting the front aero damage, that's going to really hinder his pushing on these medium, on the hard tyre. Foxy Dev pulling out a bit of a lead here over Gear Kale up into. So Mario has dropped back into. Let's see if we can catch that. We're just going backwards and forwards with replays here. So Mario running wide and Gear Kelly going at the inside, really running off in the background as well. So really is going to be under pressure shortly from Petrol Bloke. The one that we need to watch is Jose's obviously got this 3-second penalty to use as well. So that's going to hinder Jose massively. The gap between Foxy Dev and Gear Kayla is down to 0.9. So it is close. .5 now. So these three are close together. Richard Pugh into the pits to get rid of them now. Are we going to see Richard go on to the hards? That would be... If he goes into the hards, he could probably 1-stop it. If he goes on to the mediums, then it will be a 2-stop. Gear Kayla running a little bit wider on the entrance, but they're all 0.7 apart. So it's close between the three of them. Mario's tyres, the worst out the top 3. Pushing hard is Mario. Ideally got to get these to about the 18-minute mark to make sure they make it to the end. So get to the 18-minute remaining mark to make sure they have tyres left. Really there in P4. 6-second gap back from Mario and 5 seconds in front of Petrol Bloke, who's in P5. And it's Pac-Man in P6 with that damage on the hards, and Craig in P7 who's on the hards as well. Jose, who came in and pitted onto the mediums, I don't think those mediums will last the distance left in the race. Typical gamer on the mediums, I don't think they will last the length of the race. Richard Pugh on the soft, so Richard going aggressive. They definitely won't get to the end of the race. But the gap in front now down to 0.6, so Gear Kayla pushing on hard. Gear Kayla looking for the race win here. Foxy Dev looking at defending it. The gap down to now. Gear Kayla is definitely coming for it. I think Mario's tyres had enough. I'm not able to keep up with the two in front. The back right, sorry, back left looking a bit worse for wear. Okay, Kayla losing out a bit of time there on Froxy Dev, so Froxy Dev got the gap back up to 1 second. And Craig has got past Pac-Man and back up into P6. That's Pac-Man down into P7. Jose in 8th on the mediums, typical gamer in 9th. Rich Pugh in 10th on the soft. And finalised still in the pits in the safety car. We haven't seen him come out yet. Gap to the leader, down to 0.7.8 now. How are they going to have enough fuel to get past the 20-minute mark? Oh, it's Gear Kayla running right into the barrier. That's 2 parts of damage for Gear Kayla. Gear Kayla with the spin and the front wheel damage and front aero damage for Gear Kayla. So it's going to give Reedy a place and up into P4. As Mario comes into the pits, these are coming very early. Oh, is this going to be a 2-stopper? Because I don't think they're going to have enough fuel to do it. Gear Kayla into the pits. Now we'll just have to refuel and get the damage repaired. That's Craig up into P3. Gear Kayla coming out in P6, just in front of Jose, who has a bit of a time. Jose definitely has got to pit again. There's no way that Jose's making that fuel last. Petrol Bloke, there was quite a lot of damage on his car. Coming out on the mediums, Rich Pugh will definitely have to pit again. Petrol Bloke might be able to make that get to the end. Typical gamer there would have to pit again, so we are going to see a lot more pit stops in this race. Gap in front, Froxy Dev has an 8-second lead over Reedy. Now, the red light is on for Froxy, and if Froxy can make this fuel, it's the extra lead. A medium one-stop strategy could be key. It's just whether they will have enough fuel. Can they put it on mode 6 and get round for another lap? No, they are coming in. Was that rear wheel over the white light? They only had 0.4, so definitely needed to pit. Reedy is coming into the pits. Now, Reedy had 0.9 fuel. Craig has enough fuel to do this extra lap. Craig can definitely do a one-stop here. Mario's already pitted. Foxy is just coming out the pits now. So Froxy is in and out and didn't lose a single position. Craig's just come around in P2. Mario in 3rd now. Pan in 4th with loads of fuel left. Gear Kayla in 5th. Reedy there in 6th. Jose in 7th. Typical Gamer in 8th. Rich Pugh in 9th. And Petrol Bloke in 10th. It's playing into the hands of Froxy Dev. Can Froxy Dev make those tyres last to the end though? That is going to be the crucial point. Do you reckon tyres will last to the end of the race? I'm doubting whether they will. It's because there's still just under 20 minutes left of the race. Mario has got past Craig. So I think Mario's tyres will probably make it, but I'm dubious whether his fuel will. Craig has managed to live with that damage very well. And come around, and will be definitely into the pit stop at the end of this lap, because he has virtually no fuel remaining at all. As Craig into the pits with 1% fuel remaining, so a great bit of fuel management there from Craig. Now, typical gamer coming round in 8th currently. So Craig dropping down into 8th now. Will Richard Pugh get the jump as well? So Richard Pugh going up into 8th. Petrol Bloke coming up into 9th. So Craig will leave the pits on the mediums and a full tank of fuel. Now I definitely think Craig will make it to the end of the race. So he might be in 10th right now, but this is about to swing massively back towards him, I think, because a lot of these drivers have to re-pit again. So Foxy Dev in the lead by 3.6 seconds over Mario in P2. Gear Kayla currently running in P3. Reedy in 4th. Jose in P5. Pac-Man there in P6, yet to pit, might I add as well. Oh no, sorry, pitted early on to get rid of damage. I believe the one stop will work. I don't think, because I think Froxy's on a one stop as well, potentially, if they can make the tyres fast. Craig's definitely on a one stop. Pac-Man's going to have to come into the pits again shortly. I reckon there's probably 5 drivers on track. Yeah, probably 5 on track that need to pit again. I don't think Froxy will have to pit again, even though the fuel is almost down to half, so that's a bit of a concern. Mario, I think the fuel's going to be an issue for Mario. Kayla. I don't know whether half a tank at this stage is enough. Reedy definitely, I think, has enough fuel. Has enough fuel, but running very wide there. Mario ran extremely wide. So Mario losing out here, and Reedy coming and looking for that 3rd place. As we will watch, we'll go on board with Reedy here, not with Mario. We're going to with Reedy getting nicely up and onto the inside of the apex there, into the slipstream. We did see earlier how slippery Mario's car is in a straight line though. Reedy's not making too much of a dent here in the slipstream. In the corners, so I think Mario's running quite a low downforce setting here. when they get into the braking zones and into the slower corners, like this one for example, Reedy's just able to plant the throttle and get on it a lot sooner than Mario. As looks got the inside. So Jose is in the pits in P5. Mario just staying in front there. So yeah, a lot of drivers diving into the pits there. 5th, 6th and 7th all in the pits. So Jose just filling up and coming out now. So it's Craig up into P6. So Craig just getting past Jose. So Jose there in P7. Tigwin just coming out in 8th. Onto the softs. Pac-Man coming out on mediums. Richard Pugh just coming onto the start-finish straight in 10th. So Foxy Dev 9 seconds in the lead. I don't think that fuel's going to last on Foxy's car. I think Foxy will have to pit again. Here Kayla currently in 2nd. Mario 3rd. Reedy needs to get past Mario. If the top 3 have to pit again, then the running order I will be Reedy in the lead. Petrol Bloke, I don't believe will need to pit. It could be tyre dependent for Petrol Bloke. As we do have a car very slow in the top section there. So who's that? Kayla has front damage against her front aero and front wheel. Let's have a look. So Kayla was running in that P2 slot. Losing the rear end on the curb and into the barrier. Barrier claiming another victim. So Gear Kayla coming into the pits. Gear Kayla going on to another set of tyres, getting rid of the damage. Taking on a bit of fuel to make sure we can make it to the end of the race. So be about 6 laps after this roughly. Petrol Bloke into the pits as well. So that means Jose is up into P4 on the fresh tyres. Craig in P5. Here Kayla in P6. And the typical gamer in 7th. Pac-Man in 8th. Petrol Bloke into the pits. And coming out in P9. And Rich Pugh in 10th. Proxy Dev is down to a quarter of a tank of fuel. But is pulling away from Mario, who's definitely getting lower on fuel as well. Now, by going longer, these guys can just do a short stop at the end. A splash and dash. Take on some little bit of fuel and potentially put on some soft tyres. Mario losing out the time to Reedy again, but Reedy still has gone past. Reedy going very wide there in the background. Reedy getting damage. Reedy getting front end damage. That is, but Reedy was one of the ones that could make it to the end of the race. Now, are they going to come in and repair the damage? They are. They are going to come in and repair the damage. So Reedy coming into the pits, Mario coming into the pits. This is playing into Jose's hands. So Jose potentially might jump these two in the pits now. So this could give Jose second as it stands. Craig just behind in 5th with a Gear Kayla right behind. So Mario just coming out now. So Mario on the mediums, Reedy on the softs. Reedy immediately looking at the inside. Soft versus medium black, but they did stay in front of Jose. So that part is crucial. Now, Reedy needs to clear Mario on these tyres as soon as possible. Foxy Dev at the moment has a 41-second lead. So second is good to the end. Now Mario is. Reedy is good to the end. Jose is good to the end. Craig is good to the end. Okay, Kayla is. Typical Gamer should get there on softs potentially. Pac-Man's good to the end. So is Petrol Bloke, and so is Richard Pugh. So it is going to come down to this last pit stop from Foxy Dev. Foxy Dev will need to pit. Foxy will need to pit here and is coming in. So it's all over to Reedy, who has got past Mario, but Mario is right behind. Obviously, Dev changing the tyres over. Fuel is not going to need much fuel. Enough for 4 laps. That should be it. And Foxy is out with plenty to spare onto the mediums as well. And that is Foxy out and maintaining that lead, and has got a nice comfortable gap of around 16 seconds from Reedy in P2. This is a P2 for the Bandits Club as it stands at the moment. Mario in third, Jose fourth. Kia Kayla has got past Craig and is up into fourth. Craig there in sixth. Typical Gamer there in seventh as it stands at the moment. With Pac-Man in P8. Petrol Bloke in ninth. And Rich Pugh there in P10. And the safety car window will be closing in 2 minutes. So Foxy Dev controlling the space now out in front. Nice big gap back to Reedy. Reedy on the softs, but not making up too much ground there on Foxy Dev. Mario P3. With a nice gap back to Jose in P4. Kayla in P5 and Craig P6. Craig obviously doing the one-stop strategy with that earlier damage. Not doing a bad job recovering back up to P6. Typically in seventh. Pac-Man just come around in P8 for Pac-Man still. Petrol Bloke setting a personal best sector there. Very bumpy over the bump there on the track. And then Richard in again, bottom out, yeah, bumpy on that part of the track. And then we'll jump over the finalise as we have 12 seconds left. So it looks like we are not going to see finalise coming out because that is the pit window closed as of now. So the pit window, the safety car window, I mean, So that isn't close. So no finalised tonight, unfortunately. A track that showed much promise for safety cars. We've seen incidents, we've seen people into the barrier, but not enough to warrant a safety car coming out. So Foxy is eating in. Sorry, Reedy is eating into Foxy's time here. So that gap is coming down. But I believe they will run out of laps before they can get anywhere near. So the gap down to 12.6. Mario is doing very well to hang on to the back of Reedy. It seems Mario is on the soft. So Mario doing a great job. At keeping close to Reedy. Jose in fourth. Typical Gamer has come into the pits. Oh, has no tyre left at all, so will be another tyre change for Typical there. So that is Typical Gamer coming out in P8 after the tyre change onto another set of softs. So Foxy Dev 12 seconds in the lead still for Foxy. Doing a fantastic job is Foxy out in the lead, maintaining that gap nicely as the sun starts to set here. Reedy still maintaining that. Mario actually gaining up a bit of time here now. So tonight, yeah, as they come on to the final lap, this will be. Jose maintaining there. Craig has got up into P5, so we have Gear Kayla have dropped to P7 and has got damage, unfortunately, therefore Gear Kayla. Gear Kayla getting some damage on the car there and dropping back, so that is Craig up to P5. Craig has no medium left at all, and he's got to do one more lap. Gap to Pac-Man is 5.2 seconds, so can that gap be closed? That is the main question, is can Pac-Man close up the gap to Craig here at all? Foxy Dev just coming off the bridge on the last lap. To see if anyone's going to lose out on any fuel or anything like that. Mario has enough as well. Jose has enough for the last lap, so it's Craig. Pac-Man's fuel level is okay, but very low on the mediums as well. He's trying to do a long stint, gets very sideways, managed to hold it together, still getting sideways, clipping the grass, going straight on, managing to keep out of the barrier. But Kia Kayla could recover back in position here, as we've got a Typical Gamer just behind as well on the softs. Could get two in the last lap. We'll all jump back to the race leader as Foxy Dev is coming round into the last sector on the final lap. 12.3 7 seconds in the lead, so a nice comfortable gap. And what a drive it has been for Foxy Dev. As Foxy Dev comes round the last corner, we've got a few positions changing at the end, but we will save the replay and watch Foxy Dev just cross the line and take the race win for round 7. Reedy will take second. So Reedy taking and hitting the wall. Tried to swerve to show off across the line. It's Mario in P2 on the line, getting damaged but sneaking the car through. Jose P3, Reedy P4. Typical Gamer has got up into P5. What has gone on here? Typical Gamer in P5. Here, Kayla has got up into 6. Pac-Man in P7. Petrobloke in P8. Craig in P9. And then Richard Pugh in P7. Let's go back and see if we can see any of the action that happened a bit further back. No, we were too late on the replay to see what happened, but loads of stuff happened in the last lap. But a great race win there from Foxy Dev, taking the race win round 7 here, doing a phenomenal job. Right strategy, but mainly also the main options there, the tyres, the correct things to be on there at the right time. Helping out and getting the race win there. Mario getting P2 on the line, wow. As well as Jose getting into P3. I don't know what happened to Reedy, but Reedy decided to swerve towards the pit wall. Which was interesting. Interesting to say the least. Definitely not the place to be. Not the place to be at all. But that is the race here, and what a race from Foxy Dev. Congratulations to Foxy and all the other drivers involved as well. We'll just have a look at the results here. So Foxy Dev taking the race win, Mario in second, Jose third, Reedy dropping to fourth, literally on the line. Typical Gamer in fifth, Gear Killer sixth, Pac-Man seventh, Petrol Bloke eighth, and then Craig in ninth, and Richard Pugh in 10th. And thank you to Finalised for being the safety car driver tonight. Just save the replay so we've got a copy of that saved. But thank you everyone for tuning in and watching tonight. We'll be back on Thursday for the Lamborghini Pros at this track. So tune in on Thursday for that. But until then, we will catch you in the next one. Cheers everyone for watching.